A mute button.
If you want to mute it, that is table mic 2, I think. Cool. So you click this little button here. And that's
Mic
2, yeah. That's 1.
Be nice to let Eric commentate.
Without me commentating?
No,
Without me. Just keep my voice down because I'm like 15 feet from the table.
Yeah, right. We've already checked it.
Yo.
We'll let you know if you have to go. Oh, you are commentating. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
I'm in.
Soft Eric voice.
Soft air.
Soft
What is that exactly?
Inside voices.
Are we up?
You're up.
Yeah, we are up. We are live.
Hello.
We are live. We have a whopping 0 viewers, Eric. So
0 viewers?
0 viewers currently.
That's how I like it. Have we advertised the fact that we're live?
I just tweeted.
All right. I will do the same.
It's my drafts were not sending for some reason. Can drop it in. Should I drop in a Discord too? Good morning, VR numbers. You're looking great today. About to get going here. Welcome everyone. We are getting the stream link up on out into the internet here. Got myself, Zach Armstrong.
And I am Eric Taylor, aka Justice Blinded. And we have who's playing? We have Logan and Jacob.
Yes.
That's right.
Logan Garice and Jacob Miller.
Garis? Is that how you pronounce it?
Gar Ice.
Gar Ice.
Like car ice, but Gar Ice.
Got it. Good tip. So the bracket is up. I did the bracket. It's up on Challenge. I posted a link on Reddit and everything. But the winner of this matchup will play the top seed Alex Carroll, who is the only undefeated player at 6-0 through day 1.
That's correct. Alex is from Atlanta. Most of you know him by his handle, Lord of Winter. He's all over online. You probably found him a couple places. He is, I'm going to misrepresent this a little bit, but he's some sort of glue engineer in Atlanta. They make, his company makes glue for aircraft.
He's a glue engineer. I did not know that.
Yeah, so he
That's fascinating.
Makes and tests glues that end up in like defense products and
All right.
airplanes. So probably some of the most important glues on the planet.
I would think so.
Alex helps make. When I say his company, I mean where he works. I don't believe he owns the company. He works in the lab testing those glues.
Testing the glues.
Yes.
Wow. All right. So we'll put him in the running for most interesting man in Keyforge, I guess. That's definitely.
Yes, Lord Farquaad. That is Lord of Winter. Not on stream currently.
Yeah, the winner of this matchup will play Lord of Winter. So we had 11 players qualified to day 2. It was a hard 5-1 cut. 5-1 or better, obviously. They didn't cut the 6-0s. That would be really weird. But 5-1 cut, so they were approximately a little under 100 people. I think 97, something like that, day 1.
I believe, yes.
Yeah.
It dropped down to 84 by the end of the
Yes,
tournament,
yeah.
I
So
believe.
obviously some people go X2 and decide they want to play in side events, which is totally cool. But they started with just under 100 players, meaning 11 players qualified for day 2, 1 6-0 and 10 5-1s. That means that the way the bracket is set up, we would have 3 play-in matches right now, but we only have 2 because one of the players was unable to come for day 2. That was known in advance, and the policy is just to not repair in those circumstances. So there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that get a bye, and 2 matches are playing. We're watching one of those live.
Great. And yes, Fifth Planet Keyforge, that is Eric.
Yes. Hey, Jupiter. How's it going?
Yeah. Give us any.
You all care, but they are going to be going on their own clocks.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm just letting you know.
All right.
Oh, that's fine.
Sounds good.
Yes, Fifth Planet
You're ready.
Keyforge.
I think we're good. Do we have? Do we have deck lists?
We do not have
getting
deck.
decks
Nope.
because the streamers are both in the people who own the streamer.
Okay. All right. So we will not. So we will be operating blind as well this morning.
Yes, that is
for the to keep the absolute both actual and appearance of propriety.
And maybe casting without deck lists is really the heart of Keyforge, where we are going to be exploring the jungle along with these two, and we have got some background noise here. I'm clipping, so I'm going to turn myself down a bit here.
So let's see.
And thank you all for One Gaming for the helpful guidance on adhesive, saying adhesive rather than glue.
All right.
Alex was probably too kind to correct me when I was discussing it with him
The
earlier.
airplane adhesive, yes.
Deck names. Unfortunately, we did not get those either. That may be we're just erring on the side of best practices here, but
So what I
you can
understand,
read them.
what I understand to be the theory as to why we don't currently have deck names, and it makes sense, is that because both members of this stream are in the top cut. They both Nathan and Justin. This is I'm affectionately naming this the TTR vault because they both made top cut. I mean, other multiple players from other teams, including the Archons of Atlanta. Is that their team name?
Yes. It's just a loose team of just Keyforge players from Atlanta.
Right.
I'm from Athens, so I do not have a jersey.
Gotcha.
Hopefully, I'll have enough people to get our own shirts later.
Yeah, definitely. I recommend it. The shirts are quite fun.
Yes, we're aware you can't look up Dex Archons.
Yes. So yeah, you can't look up decks, but so what we'll strive to do is after the tournament, I will try to, as people get eliminated, I will try to take note of decks because I know people will want to know the decks later, but we can't. We don't have deck lists currently, so we're going to be operating blind. I've played some of these people in Top Cut, so I'm aware of some of their deck contents. Not this particular game, but we'll get there when we get there.
And yes, it is correct that it's Jacob. Oh, no, actually, they sat down on opposite sides of the table. So we have Logan and Jacob, but the names are switched.
All right.
So
we'll
let's
see what we
see
can do about that. Yeah, and I think you just right-click on that, or right, and then rename, maybe. Ah, yes.
Oh,
no,
that's the name of the source.
No, okay. So then
Adventures in Streaming,
yes,
ladies
indeed.
and gentlemen.
Is this here? Let me see this. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it. Text. Here we are. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your patience. I know we're still waiting to get going here. And good catch. Good catch, Fifth Planet. Can tell because Logan is, of course, in the Archons of Atlanta jersey here. The everybody in the Archons of Atlanta jersey, it's Logan Garais, Alex Carroll, and then Trevor May is here as well. All of whom I will be carpooling back from this event with.
There you go.
So I hope they smell nice.
Hope they smell nice. So there's a trick. There's a trick to the trick with the jerseys. Wearing them on multiple days if you don't have access to a washing machine. You always wear something underneath the jersey.
Yes.
Keep the jersey fresh. That's the pro tip on jerseys.
Jersey pro Eric here, everybody.
right.
Just so you know, there might be a little bit of an issue with them being able to hear you.
Okay, so we'll keep even quieter. So
yeah,
we're being
even
told.
quieter.
So just to give the viewers a little bit of
And
context.
then just let me know when you all are ready for me to start.
Okay.
Okay,
So
yeah,
we're,
I think
we're good.
ready.
Yeah.
Think
So
you're
we're
ready? All right,
we're
we're gonna
good.
go ahead and
We're about
Great.
We're about 12 feet from the table for various technical issues. So we're going to be talking, especially me, talking significantly quieter than I normally talk.
Yes, both of us actually are people, I think, with reputations of projection.
Boisterous
So, of,
emotions, but we're gonna we're gonna get things up and running here very shortly.
looks like we are going through cuts and shuffles here,
So
picking first player.
Logan is playing with Mars Sanctum Untamed, and it looks like on the other side Jacob's got Shadows Sanctum Diz. So there's going to be, I mean, you would normally expect with that run out that you would expect Jacob to have better Amber control in this matchup in random decks that would have Shadows versus not have Shadows, given that they both have Sanctum. Sanctum does a lot of Amber control in AoA. But we'll see. I mean, if you asked me to pick a favorite simply on houses, Jacob would be my favorite, but that's not how the game works.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
This game is the play-in match. It is the round of 16. It's only a partial round of 16. So this is the partial round of 16. These are the 8 and 9 seeds playing for the right to advance to top 8 to play the number 1 overall seed, Alex Carroll. That's who the winner of this game will play. But this is the partial round 16 match, first round, day 2 from Richmond.
And from what I could tell, I believe it looks like Jacob was first player, drawing 7 cards. Some correct me if we've got someone in chat who count definitively. Oh, we
Let's
can
see,
count
2,
what?
4,
Logan.
6. Yeah, that
Logan
looks to
draws
be
5.
correct.
Excellent. So Jacob will have our first turn, 1 card here. What will he open with? A Lash of Broken Dreams.
Always a solid opening maneuver.
Great to have it. Great to have it in the opener there.
Lash is so good in sealed because when Amber controls at a premium,
Oh, and Logan opening with a Barrister Joya, and that
And
looks like a
or is that
Armageddon Cloak. That is an Armageddon Cloak.
wow. Okay, well that's going to be a thing.
Rachel did not get to day 2. I had a chance to knock her out, but she knocked me out of day 2.
Rachel finished 4-2, I believe.
She, as she's not in the top cut, I can talk about her deck a little bit. She had a very strong Grumpbucky deck. Lovely opponent. She was lovely to play.
Streak
Alright.
and Bloodshard Imp. So Jacob's saying, all right, I'm not allowed to reap. Guess what? You're not really allowed to reap effectively either.
Yeah. Effectively, destroy a creature, gain 1 amber.
That's right. So
Here's
it
to be
does,
back to Logan here. Jacob has his hand on the table, paying just sole attention to Logan on his turn. I've been doing that recently too, with Yeti requesting top cuts to, just have your hand on the table, watch your opponent, and I was able to do that during the main day yesterday.
So unfortunately, it's kind of pretty apparent what you're saying.
okay, so we have to be even quiet.
So if you can keep it a whisper.
We have to whisper at this point.
So
Okay.
we're being told that we have to keep extremely low. We're going to pretend like we're announcing a golf match.
Yes. So we will be
Because-
whispering yesterday.
That's right. So, so you'll probably have to turn your microphones up a little. Apologies for that, but
And
like I
I
said,
will-
we are literally 12 feet from the table.
Yes. I will go ahead and turn our mics up a little bit here.
Seems to make sense.
Oh, thank
I
you.
got you. Yeah, I got you.
Eric has the mouse here.
We're gonna turn the microphone up just.
Yeah,
a
just there
little
we go.
bit. There we go. Okay.
Fantastic. So yeah, Twitch just keep us informed about how well you can hear us. Yes, ASMR commentary. That's exactly what we're doing.
Extremely quiet.
Gonna be on the mic here.
We have
So
a Fuzzy Gruen, and I believe that's Darna.
that's correct.
That's correct, yes.
All of the cuteness here, all of the cuteness and wholesomeness, and then
Indeed.
Barrister Joya for the intimidation factor. This, of course, just being scary.
So it is going to be interesting with all of these anti-repates. So as to how we're going to be generating amber here, which deck has the most amber out of hand until this stalemate is broken.
Who can set up their tricks outside of reaping to gain amber? It looks like we've got I believe that's a Shadows Ambassador next to a Chally the Safeguard.
I believe that's correct. That could end up doing work. Of course, the Shadows Ambassador would have to either fight into elusive or kill the Joya somehow, because
That's correct.
Shadows Ambassador is not going to get any use, and there's not currently an elusive. If I'm Logan and I have an elusive creature that's not amazingly valuable to me, I would consider not playing it and discarding it, because you do not want opponent to get value out of that.
That would be a good call. The prize pool for this amazing tournament, mostly a lot of Amber Shards. Some people, the top 8, will get free admission to a future Vault Tour. The winner will get free their travel paid for.
The winner gets an $800 travel stipend for
excellent.
for
Okay, so there's a
travel
limit there, yeah.
and for airfare. And
800 should
hotel.
cover it pretty well.
Yeah, usually if they're like inside the U.S. traveling to a U.S. vault, then
Looks like we've
that
got some
usually does.
damage. We've got some damage on the Scuzzy Gruen there. The Darna will reap and heal.
Okay, so we killed the Bloodshard Imp, which is allowing him to reap, and now the question is, how does he get rid of Joya?
Got Jacob playing a Ronnie
Ronnie,
Wristclocks
okay,
to
so-
steal 1 as Logan was a 6.
Yes.
Swap Amber there.
Okay.
Amber Shards are a digital reward for Keyforge. 2 much to
Yes.
protect for an Amber.
They're primarily currently used to redeem things when you go to the Vault Tour at the prize wall.
That is a red lock, I believe.
Yes, so the red lock.
That is a good way
Red lock
to.
is a very good response to Joya if it survives. So we'll see. I mean, ideally, Jacob's best possible response to Joya would be some sort of bounce effect. I don't know if he has bounce effect in his deck, and we're seeing some Mars turns where we have double Agent Human, and then a Collector Worm.
there
Key
was a
Abduction.
Zookeeper, I believe. It's a
that was- I'm
Zookeeper,
sorry, that
Agent
was-
Human, and Collector
yes,
Worm.
thank you. And
Lots
then
of good
Key
archiving of the
Abduction
enemy
for
creatures
Amber to
there.
put him on check.
And yeah, everything is Yeah, everything is able to get. He's able to get everything with that collector worm. So unless Jacob has an answer for those, I think he's really going to be behind on board.
He really
here.
needs to find a gateway. I don't know if he has one. This is the beauty of casting without no names.
Right.
We do not know if he has a gateway, but if he has a gateway, now would be an excellent time.
Yes.
What other answers could he have in shadows? He could have lights out. That would be very good to respond to Joya with a cloak on it.
Jacob considering the red lock. It looks like
He's not allowed to reap.
he tried to reap twice, but the judge very helpfully. I believe that's Zachary,
Yes.
the head judge for the event. It's been very kind in helping Eric and I with our volume levels.
It's reminding us that we need to, again, keep it to a very, like, day one of a golf tournament levels.
That's Lamindra giving our red lock elusive, which he may already have.
I believe he does. But it's super elusive, which is not a thing, but it is a thing I have just made up. So what do we have going on here?
Let's see.
So
we
he's
dropped the bone.
forged, so Logan has gotten first key.
Excellent. There's a bone rot venom on his zookeeper.
I'm gonna see if I can get them to put keys in view, because the keys are not on stream. Just a second.
So Eric is up to go check on key positioning. Oh, that is perfect. Can't see Jacob's, but we can see Jacob's second and third key, so that is fine. We know that he is on check for his first key. As I can't see any key cost increased cards at the moment. So they are neck and neck with Logan just one step ahead here. And Logan certainly has the board advantage. Although, as you all know, Logan is on the left.
Yes.
But of course, as we all know,
He was on the right before we had the names incorrectly, but the names as stated on screen are correct.
and of course, as we all know, while Logan certainly seems to have an advantage here, there are plenty of swing cards built into Keyforge where this is honestly anybody's game at the moment. Certainly, Logan has the momentum.
So Lights Out would actually be better than Gateway here in some aspects, because Gateway would just take the cloak off Joya. I mean, it would remove the rest of the board, so it's probably roughly equal, but in order to try to get back in the game, he desperately needs an answer for that Joya.
Yes, that's very true. We're not seeing a lot of off-creature amber generation from Jacob yet. Perhaps he's digging for it or waiting for a right situation. Perhaps, honestly, he's very well set up for a misery exploit at this point. If he forges a key and then drops a misery exploit, which is at common in Dis, that would be a great move.
Yeah, that's true. That would be a big hit if he has it.
Do have to watch out for those commons.
Shatterstorm. Oh no.
A Shatterstorm from Logan, it looks
Oh
like.
no, that's devastating.
That, and let's see. So it looks like Logan went up to 2 amber to wipe out Jacob 6. That is one of the exact moves that sealed somebody's game against me yesterday. I was on my second key, got Shatterstorm down. So very, very good timing on Logan's part. Don't know if he just drew up into that or held it, but just great play by Logan there. Absolutely the right move.
Okay, we'll see if Jacob can find an answer. He needs one immediately.
With Red Lock out, a misery exploit would get him to right back up to 6 in one turn. Again, I'm just theorizing here.
He's got Vault Keeper.
Oh, excellent. Amber can't be stolen.
Vault
Now,
Keeper is good, although
of course, against Logan's house combination.
yeah, it's unlikely that he'd be stealing Amber, but it's a creature that's on the board.
Ebb
So
on
he
the Armor
plays
Smith.
2 creatures and passes. This is the problem that Jacob needs to. So Jacob, in my opinion, right now should be prioritizing into playing as many cards out of hand as possible, assuming he has an answer to this board state and deck. If he doesn't have an answer to this board state and deck, this is just a prolonged, drawn-out, torturous loss. But if he has an answer to board state, and I assume that he does if he's in day 2, he needs to find it immediately.
This is true. We have Logan up to 1 amber on his second key here. Damage on a lot of creatures. He's got this is a very enviable board with the Barrister Joy with Armageddon Cloak and a wonderful Mars suite so far. The Vault Keeper is certainly interesting, but again, against Logan's houses, I don't really think Logan's going to have a lot of steel. Those houses really
Oh,
aren't.
darn. Oh,
built on
no.
steel.
Oh, no.
Logan with a big Darna play. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 amber off of Darna.
And remind me, the creatures got damaged because Jacob did something or Logan did something? How did all the creatures get 1 damage on it? I missed that point early in the match.
So did I. Chat, if you noticed that, you can help us out here. It may have been a Whistling Darts,
I
honestly.
assume it was something
Whistling
Jacob
darts.
did because I don't think there's a lot of stuff that deals 1 damage to all your creatures.
Yes, it must have been Whistling Darts.
Yeah. So
Because
that's very unfortunate.
Jacob has that in house. I don't know if that would have been a great. I don't know if that would have been a great move against a house with Darna at common.
Yeah, so that's a pretty risky thing, especially since, so the argument for...
And Logan with the key charge for the second key.
Oh, jeez. This is getting out of hand.
No chance for a swindle or too much to protect or anything.
Why was there a damage put on Collector Worm? Like, if it were Whistling Darts, I'm assuming that Collector Worm should not have received a damage.
Yeah, that's correct. If it was Whistling Darts, our judge seems to be very attentive. So
Right,
I
I'm
know
sure there was
we
something else. But...
we may have been distracting them on the mics here for a moment, but it is confusing for Amber for Collector
Okay, so
Worm
we
to have a damage
banish
on it.
Joy. That is a good response to Joy because it gets rid of the cloak. He's going to replay Joy next turn, but he at least... Yeah. So he's going to try to dig for more answers, I presume.
Jacob with a Yerk. It looks like he's used Flash.
Spider... is that Misery Exploit? Misery Exploit. If so, that's a good answer.
He
It's
played
not.
something for 1 card. We're
only
getting
for
some
1.
glare and can't see quite what it is.
Yeah.
The cards seem to have no effect except for the Amber Pip.
Right.
All right, passing turn to Logan here. He's got a lot of damaged creatures to Darna. See what house he calls. He's considering.
I mean, he just needs to just run Amber here. I mean,
can
he's
just
up
get
to,
up to that third
he's
key.
up 2 keys. He just needs to get into constantly put himself on check mode.
Yep. That must have been. I believe that's Shadow of Dis.
Oh, well, that is
Logan just
interesting.
asked to see
Oh, well,
the card.
that is a fascinating card. So that blanks all of the things in play, meaning...
All creatures, I believe.
What's the text on Bonorot Venom?
On Bone Rot Venom.
Does it-
after this creature's used, deal 2 damage to it?
Does
believe.
it say this creature gains?
I believe it does not say this creature.
Because if it
gains.
said gains, then he can freely... Well, Zookeeper wouldn't take its ability, but he could reap for free.
That's correct. That's correct. So Logan, considering here, all of his creatures are probably currently blank. So their text boxes are blank. There are certain abilities that will still come into play. It will still let a creature come into play a certain way, but generally speaking, the creatures have simply blank text boxes, except for traits, which matter for a few things, just keywords. So it looks like he is reaping with Scuzzy Gruen here.
Okay. How was he able to reap with the Gruen on a Sanctum turn? I'm not sure what happened in terms of that.
Perhaps he unstunned it.
Right, I just don't know how that would have happened. Did he find a gateway? What did he just play? I'm assuming it's a gateway because everything's been destroyed. So if that was a gateway, that's a great response. Unfortunately, it's probably 3 turns too late. But he's at least in the game currently. Logan only does have 1 Amber. He's got a Lash in play. There's a universe where he can come back in this match, but he's going to need a lot of things to go right.
Takes a Beambulker, takes its own 1 damage. It's got play, deal 2 damage, move a creature to either move that creature damage to either flank, so he has to pick his own creature, because you do as much as possible in Keyforge. No, he has not won yet. That must have been a gateway that Jacob Miller played on his turn. Cleared the
and he
board.
passed back, so I'm sure it was an unlock gateway. It also killed stuff 2 or below, so it couldn't have been a Spirit's Way.
Correct. Good observation. Jacob has not scooped. Jacob is still in it, I believe. Okay. See, we've got 2 Mars creatures out here. Mind Warper is great. Of course, it doesn't have a target quite yet. Beambulker didn't have a target, so Logan just trying to establish a board.
Spirit's Way for 1, that hurts in terms of equity, but it does remove a creature. So he did have both a Gateway and a Spirit's Way, and that's super unfortunate that he didn't get either before this particular turn sequence.
And now a Blinding Light to stun all Mars creature.
Sure, just the Mars creature.
And we have a
He plays Grey Rider, but
And,
fighting into an elusive creature wouldn't do anything. So.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And then we have a Gatekeeper, which is capturing all but 5 of Logan's Amber, so it will not capture any. We've got the Grey Rider there.
So this is a good example of what can happen when you have what looks like a very good deck for Jacob, but when you draw cards out of sequence from when you need them. He needed the Gateway earlier. We could have used the Gatekeeper a turn or two earlier when Logan was on check with more than 6.
And in AOA, Age of Ascension versus Age of Ascension matches, the set at which the sealed tournament is taking place, that board control, there are a few decks that will go outside of it, but
Yeah.
board control versus board control, how many creatures you have, what tricks you have to curate your opponent's creatures, take them off the board when you need to, it's really high value.
Yeah.
That's high value things to see in a deck.
And Jacob does not have a key. He was on check for his first key, and it got Shatterstormed off all the Amber. So he does not have a key currently.
Logan with an Untamed Turn, Bumblebird, one of my favorite art, one of my least favorite mechanical cards, and then they're everywhere, dealing 2 damage to the Gatekeeper. So I've got just 2 cards and that Untamed Turn. Logan apparently just playing what he can out of hand, doesn't seem to have a whole lot of high impact cards here. But in his position, he can afford to just try to cycle through and get where he needs to be. He is choosing to not chain himself for the Save the Pack. Save the Pack is play, destroy all damaged creatures. So he could...
He doesn't particularly care about the Vault Keeper because he's not in a position to steal Amber with the house sequence he has.
Yeah,
Jacob just plays Swindle. So that's a good play there. It's good timing for the Swindle.
Oh, and Logan with so the Swindle ends. The Swindle is the only thing you can play on your turn. Steal 3 Amber, and then Logan with the Prince Derek. If you have 1 creature from each of your 3 houses, you get 3 Amber. And then he has played Golden Aura on Bumblebird to reap to get up to 5, so he is 1 short of threatening a key. He's also got a Gorm of Ohm, so on any future turn he'll be able to destroy
Lash
that Lash.
Is going away very soon unless Jacob can find artifact control immediately.
Which would just be Poltergeist, I believe.
Jacob does find his first key. I wanted to say Hawk there, but I'm in a Worlds Collide mode. That's next set. Next set has an amazing artifact removal and Shadows at common, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So he's going to call Sanctum.
He has used the Hallowed Shield to I assume, pick a Gatekeeper to say it can
I think that was take hostages, so he's going to capture 1 Amber here.
Yes, so he will fight with Gatekeeper.
Probably
reap with Gatekeeper. He has just reaped with Gatekeeper.
And then he's going to smite. So I would definitely not have done this. And the reason why I would not have done this is because I think you need to capture 2 Amber here. Did he play Take Hostage, or was that Shield of Justice?
It must have been Shield of Justice on top of
no, it was Take Hostage. He's being told that. See, that's the reason. I would have wanted to capture 2 Amber with that Gatekeeper there, especially since Prince Derek cannot, even with 1 damage, I believe 1 damage on the Gatekeeper, Prince Derek can't swing back into it and kill it. I would have wanted to capture the 2 Amber because every Amber that you take Logan off at this point is essential.
Yes, that's, We'll see there.
But Jacob is also only on 1 key, so there's an argument for.
So he does need that Amber very much. Got a Bumblebird.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're still everywhere. They haven't gone away. Jacob's creatures are certainly everywhere in this match thematically. Thematically, that is a great card for Logan here. Yes, Keyforge Atlanta having a strong showing here on our first streamed match.
And unfortunately, if Logan wins this matchup, it's going to be a little bit of Keyforge Atlanta on Keyforge Atlanta violence.
That is correct. Logan will have to go with his carpool mate, Alex Carroll, for the next match if he wins.
You don't want to lose the match to the player that you're going to be in a car for 8 hours with immediately after, so he can playfully razz you the entire car ride home. So there's very high stakes if that match were to occur.
I'm privileged enough to know them both to a degree through playing Keyforge and with them both locally and being in a car ride in with them. I think they will be nothing but friendly on the car ride back, whoever takes it. I think we're just happy we got so many Atlanteans in our top cut here.
He played Bindbarb? What did he play?
Oh, I was busy loving on Atlanta. It looked like not a rigged lottery, but maybe we have some discussion going on.
Perplexing Sophistry, maybe? I think that's what he played. It's the card that allows
yes.
him to draw a card and discard
Yes.
a card if he has more amber.
If he has more amber, yes, perplexing sophistry. That sounds right, and we've seen effects to that end there. All right, Jacob cycling his deck. So we've seen, I believe, one unlocked gateway, which he doesn't quite need at the moment. He needs amber control and he needs amber burst.
He really probably. I forget what else he has in terms of amber control. The gatekeeper. The gatekeeper. This is the vault keeper on the board.
This is the gatekeeper
Oh,
that
it is-
captures
I
5
thought
or
it
more,
was
and
the
then
vault keeper.
vault keeper. There is a vault keeper in this deck,
Right,
but it got cleared.
Yeah,
It got cleared by the.
It's not a
forget what it
relevant
is.
card for him to redraw. He wants to redraw the Lash, or he wants to redraw. I don't really know what else he has in terms of amber control. Some shadows cards, I'm sure he's got. I haven't seen.
He does have a swindle. I don't know.
Oh, swindle would be a great redraw. Here.
Swindle would be good because Logan is fighting hard to get up to his last key here, so swindle wouldn't be
Bloodshard Imp,
terrible.
I think I saw Bloodshard Imp wouldn't be terrible, but like.
So Prince Derek into the gatekeeper. So yes, now now trading there, getting his amber back, playing
3 creatures.
Chally the Safeguard and 2 Borden the Redeemed.
So he probably wants to go. If he's got Bloodshard Imp and any other disc creatures, he probably wants to throw Bloodshard Imp to make. Oh, that is a Ronnie. I think you're right, chat. I think that is a Ronnie. Do not have hand cams here, so we can't see exactly what he has, but we're kind of envisioning. He needs to start prioritizing. Well, so it's kind of rough here. If he just has a limited amount of amber control, but no ability to deal with the fact that Logan can reap for 3 next turn, then that's going to be a problem. Plays
Pain reaction.
which unfortunately doesn't
Won't destroy
clear
anybody.
anything. I mean,
Yep.
he could maybe have a misery.
So they'll put 2 damage onto Borden the Redeemed. It would do some extra damage if it killed its
Binding
target
Irons,
creature, but it
okay.
did not.
So
I don't know if we saw Binding Irons in the first go through.
I don't know that we did. He yerked something, though. It's possible he yerked Binding Irons, but that wouldn't make any sense.
Yerk, the Keyforge version of Yeet, kids, so please be working that into your Keyforge lexicons. Just yerk that amber into keys. I just combined them. Yerk that amber, not yurt. A yurt is something you sleep in at Bonnaroo.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's going to be capturing amber. So that's an interesting move. I don't know that I would. Well, I guess you want to take him off second key. That's fine. But yeah, you just repair twice. Like, I don't. It's not much of a. I don't know what he's got in hand, so he's probably considering something in hand. But you just.
Because I know Logan did not ask to pick up the discard. Now, Logan is very sharp, so he may have been counting amber control as Jacob played it. I know for lesser minds like myself, I always need to go through that discard pile to count amber control, so maybe Logan is
He's got
confident.
even more. Yeah, he's got even more stuff.
Triple Borden the Redeemed. Interesting.
So he's going to need. He's going to need immediate answers to. He's got.
So Logan is up at 7, it looks like here.
Yeah, so if he did have Ronnie in hand, Ronnie is an answer to keep him in the game, but he's then. Oh, he's just going to scoop, so
Alright.
apparently he did not have Ronnie.
No answer. So Logan Garice from Atlanta will take it, and he is going on in the next round to face Alex Carroll, the only 6-0 from day 1, and his friend, fellow Atlantean, and carpool buddy, along with me.
Indeed.
Excellent. Thank you all for joining us for this next game. We'll be waiting for the next round to start and getting some. We'll be mixing up some wonderful voices on stream. A lot of you may be familiar with Grant Titus.
Grant Titus, a.k.a. Strong Link.
AKA Strong Link. Really great guy. Excited to have him on the mics here too as we cycle through this day 2 of the Richmond Vault Tour for Keyforge.
I'm going to go take a look at the outer tables. My teammate Ben is playing in the other play-in match. You might want to see if one of these guys wants to talk.
Yeah,
on
of
camera.
course.
So
Yeah, I'll
grab
bring
him
him
and see if they
right
talk.
over.
I'll be
See
back.
if I can
I'll be
grab
back
Logan
for the next round.
Yes. I'm going to jump up to go see if I can grab an interview with somebody. And thank you, chat. I'll be right back. And hey, shout out to Blazing Archon. Myself, Zach Armstrong, I put all my event recaps up on Blazing Archon's blog, The Cosmic Crucible, so check that out. I'll be right back.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I don't know what happened in that game because I can't watch it. So I'm gonna go to an intermission until the next round starts. It probably won't be too long. I don't know who's gonna be playing yet, but we'll have it back for you soon. So thanks for watching. Just kidding. We're back. We're gonna interview Zach's gonna interview Logan. So leave you to it. He's not interviewing losers here, right?
Right. Thanks for your patience there, everyone. Yeah, a lot going on, especially with our streamers. Our streamers all on day 2, so a lot of us volunteers are jumping in here. So we're here with Logan. So, Logan, it seemed like you had that game in hand pretty well. Would you say there was one moment where you were confident you were going to take it?
I think so, yeah. I think it was pretty clear. The big Darna play. The big Darna and the key charge play was when I knew he couldn't stop my second key. And I had him on the back foot, definitely. That and the big Shatterstorm play, too. That was definitely backbreaking for him.
Those were back-to-back, I believe.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
The Shatterstorm, you lost 2, he lost 6. That took him off his first key, and then you went straight up and got your second key.
Definitely, yeah. Wherever you want to be with Shatterstorm all the time, 2 for 6, best deal you can get.
When he gatewayed you, it seemed like he was... Let me make sure. Can everybody hear us? Just let us know. When he gatewayed you, it did seem like it took you a little bit to crawl back. Were you worried about him getting his Amber control back when he flipped the deck there, even though he was far behind?
Yeah, there are a few cards I'm worried about that I saw. So Lash didn't worry me as much. He would have to take a couple turns to establish Lash. Ronnie is what's always on my mind. That's why we saw me reap to 8 during the last turn. Too much to protect is always dangerous, so a combination of too much to protect and Ronnie or a Nerve Blast would take me off check, and that's what I was nervous about. He didn't have it at the end there, fortunately. But yeah, so really what I was worried about at the end there was him reestablishing board and crawling back, because he was starting to, right? We saw him start to.
He was.
He almost made it to the second key, so I was getting nervous. I was kind of having trouble getting the board down, so... I had a really awkward hand where I had Hypno Beam, 2 Mars first, and no Mars creatures. He got my 1 Mars creature, my 1 Mind Worm with Perplexing Sophistry, so I was a little nervous there. But yeah, when I was able to take that turn with the Sanctum creatures to reap, that I think I had it from there.
Yeah, that was great. And that was a clutch Prince Derek play at the end too with Justin.
Yes. Oh, yes. So Prince Derek has been underwhelming all weekend, and yeah, to be able to pull it off on stream like that is satisfying.
Well, those of you who know the Worlds Collide spoilers, I think Prince Derek is going to get his due in Worlds Collide and spending a set as a Toad, unfortunately, as Sanctum rotates out. So, anyways, thank you so much, Logan, and yeah, we will see you. We will see you down the line.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome, of course. Thank you, everybody. Now we are going to play with the technology here. There we go. All right. Oh, thank you, everybody. So that's our interview. We will be back when the next stream game comes up. So you can looking at my mug here. So thank you, everybody. We're going to be rotating through people on the microphones. We've got Eric, Grant, Titus, and myself. I don't think the Tabletop Royale guys will be on the mics until they're knocked out. So let's hope we can just rotate Grant, Eric, and Zach all day. Although they will I believe they'll knock each other out if they end up in the finals. So thank you, everybody. I am going to be switching I'll turn off the mics here and switch our camera back to intermission, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you all so much.